This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Welcome back. Welcome to India Votes 96. The situation is gradually becoming clearer, and it now seems that the BJP will be the single largest party, but we are not very clear about how many seats they'll get, but it may not be up to 200, which they expect. And the Congress is heading for something like 150. But we'll have many, many more detailed results, and we'll tell you how we come to these conclusions. So let's get to the headline straight away. At the moment, we have the Congress is at its lowest ever tally. It's a neck-and-neck race in Kerala, at least for the Lok Sabha elections. At the Assembly, it's a different picture. The BJP is ahead in UP, and so is the Samajwadi Party there actually, and the NF-LF leads in Assam. And we'll now take a look at the All India results, All India lead results. That out of 334, the Congress is ahead in 94, and an equal number they are losing. That's all 98, in fact much more. BJP is close behind with 83, it's again with a gain of 17. The JD 23, a gain of 9. CPIM 19, a gain of 3. Samajwadi Party 8, that's 8 is a gain. Others are huge, 107. Independence 6, the Shiv Sena 6, the Samta Party 5, CPI 5, BSP 3, a gain of 2, the Congress Tiwari also a gain of 2, and the rest 80, making a total of 107. Yeah, now we'll take a look at the declared results. Out of 537, we have declared results 98 seats. Congress has won 42 and they've lost 26. The BJP has won 24. They've held on to whatever they had last time. JD is up 14. Independents have won 4. The Shiv Sena has won 3, a gain of 1. Others 11, that's a gain of 8. That is BSP 2, CPI 1, CPIM 1. The rest 7.
Well, and of course, as the program goes on, we will really be looking more at the individual states and looking at in some details. And there's actually quite a story there. For example, the BJP doesn't seem to be doing as well in Uttar Pradesh as was perhaps earlier expected. And the BJP in alliance with the Samta Party seems to be doing better in northern Bihar than again was earlier expected. But before we get on to those sort of details, let's have a look at what the vote share seems to have been like, at least the indication which we have so far on the vote share. Now, we have information on 233 seats, and it seems that the Congress has got a vote share of about 35%, so it's still above its worst ever performance there. The BJP has got about 22%, the Janata Dal 10% so far, and others have done really well. They've got 31%, and that would include the Telugu Desam Naidu group. It would include the Tamil Mandana Congress and the DMK. Now, if you look at the changes in votes, again over the same seats over which we have information, the Congress is doing badly. Its vote share is down 7%. Congress का vote share 7% नीचे है पिछली बार के मुकाबले. भाजपा का vote share ऊपर है. BJP's vote share is up 2%. The Janata Dal vote share is also up 2%. Janata Dal का भी 2% ऊपर है. And others are doing well. Their vote share is 3% up. So it's really a swing from the Congress to the BJP, the Janata Dal, and to others. Papan? And to discuss some of the women's issues really which have come up in these elections, we have with us Binda Karat, who is the General Secretary of the All India Democratic Women's Association. Thank you so much for being with us here today. What do you really see as the women's agenda in these elections? What is it that women wanted really raised? Have those issues been raised? If they have not, why not?
Well, I think the most crucial issue before women in this election, of course, firstly, women, not just as, you cannot really see them as a homogeneous group as such, but I think for the mass of women in this country, the basic issue which they wanted raised, and I think which was raised, was the question of the deterioration in their living conditions over the last 5 years. And I think, in these elections, I've been, listening to a lot of analysis which has been going on this program and in the media in general. And it's being said that, there was no real issue in the election which cut across states. I mean, I really don't think that's true, because in the entire campaign, the whole question of local issues, which are so-called local issues which are being raised, were in fact a direct result of the impact of the macroeconomic policies of the government on the lives of individual voters and citizens of this country, and they were reacting to it. So, if a woman is saying that, there's no sanitation in the area where she's living, if a woman is saying that, where's the drinking water, if a woman is saying, my child is ill, I can't go to the hospital because medical services are being cut down by this government, those are issues which have been categorized as local issues, whereas in fact, politically, I would say that it really is an issue which has dominated the elections.
But Brinda, given all these issues, which parties addressed all these issues? You say it has been raised right across the length and breadth of our
I would say
country.
it's been raised by women. I mean, I'm talking about
by women.
Women as citizens, women as voters. They have succeeded in, because, I mean, you could ask most candidates, because of, the regulations this time, the kind of hoopla which used to be there, candidates were forced to go on door-to-door campaigns. Political parties who perhaps, you would prefer to go on ruts as part of political campaigns had to actually get down and meet the voter directly. And I think you will find later, when political parties analyze the results, that as far as women were concerned, they were the most articulate in questioning candidates, in questioning political parties and saying, what have you done for us for 5 years?
Do you see the all across at least 3 states, the liquor ban, the arak ban, the prohibition issues, were they basically raised by women?
Well, I mean, the women's movement has been saying that, giving of licenses for the proliferation of alcoholic vins has certainly had a direct impact on leading to more violence against women across the country.
But do you think that the fact that this has been raised, the ban on arak in Kerala, prohibition in Andhra Pradesh, do you think this is the first time that there's a policy which is actually aimed at women voters? Perhaps
Well,
for
you
the
see,
first time.
you see, for instance, the arak ban in Kerala, it never really became an election issue for the simple reason that it seemed a rather illogical policy, because you can't have a ban on arak on the one hand and on the other hand go on giving licenses for cheap IMF, what is it?
IMF,
Indian-made foreign liquor.
Yes.
with
We'll get back to that, Brinda. We'll just have a look at the summary of the BJP party, how the BJP is doing in these elections. In Maharashtra, the BJP Shiv Sena is dominant. They are sweeping the state. In Madhya Pradesh, it has established a clear lead. And in Gujarat, it's a close fight, neck and neck, between the Congress and the BJP. And in Rajasthan, also the same situation. That is how the BJP is broadly doing all across the country. Brinda, there's also, getting back to the discussion, there are also elements within other parties. For instance, we know that in Jaipur or around those parts, there's one candidate who's supported by a political party who's actually accused in the Bhavari Devi case. Now, how come there was, were the other parties also mobilizing against him? Was this issue raised?
See, as far as candidatures of political parties, particularly in North India, are concerned, and why I say particularly in North India, because the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is now, all set to stake its claim for government, is dominant in these parts. And the fact of the matter is that political formations in North India have consistently been violating the minimum human rights of, large sections of women, in the sense that where violence occurs, you will often find them on the side of the accused. I mean, of course, this is a result of, criminalization of politics to a great extent, and the decreasing demarcation between criminals and a particular brand of politicians, which has a very direct impact on the status of women, because there's the added dimension, apart from the question of erosion of democratic institutions and so on. It has an added dimension of the sexual exploitation of women through the misuse of political power. And therefore, whether it is the Bhavari case, or whether it is making a mockery of women in politics by giving tickets to wives of criminals, unfortunately, I think one really would need a big improvement in the record of those political formations in North India for women to have confidence that their interests are going to be served.